Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing this super dewy, natural looking peachy makeup. You guys, if you are subscribed to me or watch any of my videos, you know that I am usually a very heavy eye makeup kind of person, or like bold colors. I'm not one for natural looks very often. I do like neutrals, but I'm usually more on the heavy side, so I thought I'd switch it up a little and do this nice like slight glossy eye, dewy skin kind of makeup look. I've been watching a lot of Mariah Leonard lately, and she kind of inspired me to go more like editorial vibes rather than just your standard Instagram makeup, which is what I prefer wearing most of the time. But I thought I'd switch it up, and I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Also, it is springtime in Australia, so I thought I should do something a little more weather appropriate for us, although I pretty much wear full heavy makeup all year round anyway. But if you would like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start off by priming with my Australis Midas Touch Primer. I'm wanting to look super dewy today, so going in with a super hydrating primer. I'm really bummed that I'm out of my Too Faced Hangover Primer, because that's my favorite hydrating primer, but this one will do. And then just around the center of my face and areas where I've got a lot of texture, I've been getting a lot of acne around my jawline area, and I have a lot of texture like around the high points of my cheekbones. So I'm going to go in all of those areas with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer. I'm not a huge fan of this primer with matte foundations, but it works pretty well with relatively like dewy or lighter, less heavy foundations. So I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC cream today. I find this CC cream is more like a foundation. It's like probably like a medium coverage foundation, and definitely buildable. Like you can get a pretty full coverage with this. So I'm using this today because I do want I want more than a normal CC cream coverage, but not super full coverage, and I want it to feel relatively light on the skin as well. Next I'm going in with my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. I still have this old Lock-It Concealer. I don't know if they changed the formula as well as the packaging, but I'm pretty sure they don't sell these ones anymore. So I feel like I need to try the new one to see if it's any different. But I'm just using this on my blemishes. And then I'm using this Tarte, I don't know what this is called. It's the brush that's meant to go with the Rainforest of the Sea foundation. I'm just going to use that just so that I can keep the coverage of the concealer and it's not going to lift it up as I blend like the Beauty Blender does. Next I'm going to set my face with my Face of Australia translucent powder. I'm just going to press it in with a Beauty Blender under my eyes. I actually just realized that I did not conceal around my eyes, so I'm gonna just do that now. Luckily I brought the foundation up pretty high with this one, so I'm just gonna conceal like these really dark areas here and on top of my eyes, but that's really annoying. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do this under the other eye. I just press powder in under my eyes because when I'm wearing a fairly dewy foundation, the line around my eyes is really noticeable. So if I'm just pressing in powder, it helps to hide that a little. Like that's just the way my face is set up, so there's not much I can do about it, but it helps. And I'm just going to really lightly powder the rest of my face. I don't want to be looking super matte or anything. To contour today, I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Super BB bronzer. I just realized I forgot to put my ring light on until now, so hopefully the difference in lighting isn't too crazy. But I'm just going to contour using this bronzer, I don't often contour using bronzers because that's not what they're meant for, but I don't want to be super sculpted today. I just want a little bit of definition in my face, but I don't want to go in with like a heavy contour shade or anything. I just want something that will warm up the face while also giving it a bit of definition. I find this bronzer is really good for that as well. It's not too warm toned, so I don't look orange if I decide to contour with it, but it is also warm toned enough that it is a bronzer and not just a contour color. I'm just going to put a little bit of bronzer on my nose. This will just give like a little bit of a sun-kissed effect, the way it looks like when you've got a little patch of freckles on the nose or something. It will just give that type of effect. And then I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender just in the center of my nose so it doesn't look too dark. This is just with the leftover concealer and foundation from earlier. Next for blush, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. This is the Trio Peachy Love. And I'm going to mix the shades Nectarine and Miami. And I'm going to bring it up a little higher than normal. I want it to kind of connect up with my eyes and my eyeshadow. So I'm going to keep it fairly high on the face. I am going quite heavy with the blush as well because I want this to be a very fresh, like glowing type spring look. And this will just add a lot of color to the face, make it look really healthy and just glowing. For highlight today, I'm going to start off with my Anastasia Liquid Glow. This one is in the shade Peach Fizz. This is a little bit too dark for me, but I'm going to go over the top with a lighter highlighter afterwards, so I'm just going to start with this one. I'm just going to tap it on with my finger and then go in with my beauty blender. See, when I face forward, you can see the color a little bit. You might not be able to on camera, but in real life you can see it a little bit because it is a bit too dark, but because I brought that blush up so high, it blends in a little more, and then when I turn my head, you can see the nice highlight on the side there. This liquid glow also blends really well on top of powder, so you don't have to worry about putting it on while the foundation's still wet or anything like that. I find you do have to work kind of fast with this liquid glow though. I've found that it can set quite easily and then look a little patchy. As long as you go in like straight away with it though, I haven't had too many problems with it. It's just something to keep in mind if you're going to buy it or use it. And now I'm just going over the top with my Merry Luminizer by The Balm. This will just give me like an actual highlight rather than just like a sheen when I turn to the side. And I'm going to put this highlighter all over my face, whereas I kept the liquid glow just to my cheekbones because it is a little darker than my skin tone. For my brows, I'm going to go in first with brow gel. And I'm wanting kind of fluffy, natural looking brows today, so I'm just brushing them up slightly. I'm wanting them to look a little messy. And now I'm just going in with my Anastasia brow powder in Ebony. And I didn't want to use dip brow or anything because I didn't want like super harsh brows. But I find with brow powders, it's a little hard to get the precision that I'm after. So I've just wet my brush slightly so that it will be precise and it won't just like kind of fade off or anything. But it'll still be light and natural enough that it won't look super harsh like dip brow would. I'm just doing hair-like strokes in the direction that my brows are going. I kind of lined the bottom a little more, but then I'm just going in with small strokes just to imitate actual brow hairs. So for my eyes, I'm using all Anastasia shadows. I'm going to start off with the shade Orange Soda, and I'm just going to run this through my crease. I'm going to keep it pretty high and super blown out because I'm going to go in with other darker peachy shades, but this one is just going to be my transition shade. Next I'm going into the Subculture palette. This is really annoying because I'm just going into this palette for one shade, but I don't have any single shadows that are anything similar to it. But I'm just going to go into New Wave. I've just dipped into this and then tapped off like all of the excess. And I'm just going to put this into my crease again. I'm using just a super fluffy brush so that it's all completely blended and diffused. Don't want any harsh lines at all. I just want like a wash of color. I'm bringing this one further onto the lid as well, but I'm still mostly going into the crease just so that it's all like blended and blown out. And I'm just going to take this one along my lower lash line as well. I did actually mean to take the last one on my lower lash line, but I forgot. Next I'm going in with my single shadow China Rose, and I'm actually just going to use my finger to put this all over the lid. I don't want to like pack too much product on it, but I also want there to be like enough on there, so I didn't want to use a brush and like wet it and then get it too heavy or anything. I just feel like it's going to apply nicely with my finger. And then I'm going to go into the shadow Gem, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to take it fairly high up on the lid. This has just like a nice subtle sheen to it, both of these shimmer shades do. And I really want that kind of wet glossy look with the eyeshadow, but without actually putting gloss on my eyes because it's really uncomfortable. And then I'm just going back in with that brush that I used the crease shades on. I'm just blending it all out. And then I'm just taking Liquid Glow in the shade Perla, and I'm just lightly putting some on my lid. I'm just going to blend it out with my Beauty Blender. I just want to add a little more sheen to the eye. I'm going to add a little bit of Peach Fizz as well, but I'm going to add this like more towards the crease area. And then I'm going to add Perla into my inner corners. I'm just going to blend this out with my pinky finger though. Alright, my T-zone is feeling quite oily at the moment because it is a little hot today. So I'm just going to go in with my NYX HD setting powder. I feel like the Face of Australia one that I used was a little too, I don't know how to put it. It feels very soft and it doesn't feel dry. And so I feel like that's really good if you want to set your face but not have it super powdery. But my T-zone feels like it's going to be too oily if I don't powder it more. So I'm just going to go in with this one. Alright, that feels way better. I feel like that's going to stay way longer on my face. So I'm pretty much done with the eyes. I really like how putting the liquid glow on top made it look like a glossy eye without actually being all sticky and stuff. And this stuff does actually dry down completely. You don't need to set it or anything. So I'm really happy with the way that looks. I'm just going to go in with mascara now. I'm just going to use my Tarte Lash Paint Mascara. And then for my lips, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia matte lipstick in the shade Peachy. You definitely could go with a glossy lip instead. I personally am never this dewy. Especially my skin, I'm always matte with highlight. I never like to be super dewy, and like my eyes are super dewy, so I thought I would just use a matte lipstick to just like offset the dewiness, but I feel like a glossy lip would look super nice with this. Alright, please excuse whatever it is my hair is doing right now. I really can't be bothered styling it, but it's just like, it looks like a huge ball of pink, I don't know. But this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed something a little different for what I normally do. You know, I'm normally all about the super heavy makeup and not dewiness or natural makeup whatsoever, but I had a lot of fun doing this for a change. I wish I had tried doing this without foundation because I feel like this would be a really nice look just using concealer like under the eyes and on blemishes. I feel like that would look really great. So I want to try doing another no foundation look soon because it is warming up, and in Australia you really don't want to be wearing foundation all the time. So I want to try using no foundation in some more looks, so let me know if you would like videos like that. But if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and this is your first time joining me, then don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.